Okay guys, so I just wanted to send through a quick message, and it was too long to type, so I just did it by video. So if you click through here, it's likely that you didn't get the grades that you wanted to get on the quiz, and I just wanted to give you a little bit of advice coming from a world of experience of falling short and overcoming it eventually, just to get you on the right track. So the first thing I want to let you know is you got to let yourself grieve. All right. The risk of aiming for something is, of course, the risk that you'll miss. This is why so many people avoid setting concrete goals, because if you avoid setting a concrete goal, then you also avoid encountering a concrete failure. But you also don't get better than what you are now without daring to aim for something. So, first of all, let me congratulate you on having the audacity to aim and then the courage to fail. Now, nonetheless, no matter how courageous you are, it still hurts to fall short. So, my advice is, based on the literature, don't try to avoid that pain. If there's one thing that we know for certain from the literature on emotion regulation, it's that suppressing an emotion is futile, and it often actually has negative effects, makes you feel it worse, or you lash out in other ways, get upset at different people rather than the actual source, or as well it has negative consequences for overall well-being, and it can even negatively affect or decrease or weaken your immune response. So let's not go there. Instead, feel it. Actually feel it. Close your eyes and pay attention to what you're feeling. Where in your body is it? Describe it in as much detail as possible. What does it physically feel like? So is it this heavy pit in your stomach, or maybe it's a tightness across your chest? I'm not sure what it is for you. Could be different for anyone, but make friends with it. Another thing you can do as well is to write about it. So process and reflect what you're feeling by describing it written down. Verbalize it, articulate it. You can also do this, if you prefer to do it, talking with a friend is another way to do this. But why do you think it hurts? Also try reflecting on it and reframing it in a way that gives it perspective. Keep in mind this is one of 3 quizzes in the course, and this course is one of 32 in a whole degree. So is it, though it may feel like the end of the world, it isn't really. So don't make it bigger than it is. And if you want to really take a night and be sad about it, lean into it, watch a sad movie, then go for that as well. Once you've done all these things, have a sleep on it. Because once you have processed it, you can now start to get practical about what to do about it. But please don't skip this step. This is a necessary step. Okay, the second thing you want to do is you want to actually move forward. So my mantra for my PhD is to fail often, fail fast, fail forward. If you are aiming and aiming appropriately, you will encounter failure. That is inevitable. That's just a part of that striving lifestyle, all right? Every single person you admire has failed. Every single person you think is really smart or impressive in some way has fallen short of their goals many, many times. In fact, it's not just that they have fallen short once or twice, but it's actually the defining feature of these people. People who strive are the people who fail the most. So, welcome to the club. On that note, though, you need to make sure you're failing forward. So what do you have to do? You have to diagnose and you have to plan. Diagnose the root cause of that failure. Now, hopefully this won't be as difficult now that you've processed that emotion a little bit, which is why you can't avoid it, because without trying to avoid it, makes these steps a little bit more cloudy. So diagnose, like why did you fall short? Did you not study enough? And be honest with yourself. How many hours did you study for a 15% quiz? It should be around at least 15. Did you study enough? Were your strategies for study ineffective? Were you just rewatching lectures? Were you rereading slides? Is there a different way to study that you need to be doing? Did you get too little sleep the night before? Did you need to communicate your answers more effectively? So is there a problem with how you're delivering what you think is the right answer, where the market isn't actually seeing that you know what you're talking about? talk to someone about that. Talk with them and get some tips on how to write differently. Did you run out of time? Do you need to manage your time better? Or were you too stressed to think straight? Now, some of the things that will pop up, you'll be tempted to diagnose things outside of your control, such as different ways the quizzes run and stuff. And I'm not saying that they aren't valid or that they didn't impact your performance at all. But the thing is that you're not in control of them, so they're not useful for you to reflect on. Okay, so focus on the things that you can control. And then once you have that, you need to plan what you're going to do differently. What can you do about it today or tomorrow? What's the first step you can make? Or what are you going to do about it in the next coming weeks before the quiz? How do you address the issues that you've diagnosed? And I mean that in a really concrete way. You can start broad and general, I need to do that, I need to do this, but I really want you to write down in your schedule, at 3 p.m. on Monday, I'm going to talk with my tutor about how to answer short answer response questions. Or on Thursday afternoons, I'm going to spend 2 hours reviewing lecture content with a specific strategy. Get specific and get committed. And just let me know if you want any to chat any more about stuff. If you're really particularly struggling with some feedback of the course, my door's always open. Well, metaphorical door. My Zoom chat is always open. So please get into contact with me and don't beat yourself up. And also, like I said, congratulate yourself on risking failure and striving. All right, guys, best of luck.